A judge has ruled that the all-male military draft is unconstitutional. My thoughts on that? It's about damn time.
Behind closed doors, I'm a fool for your love.
Hey, what's up everybody? Good morning, good evening, good night, whatever it is, wherever you are. The all-male draft might finally be coming to an end, and I'm pretty happy about that. So let's get into it. With women in combat roles, a federal court rules the male-only draft unconstitutional. About time. Equality, 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 right? A federal judge in Texas has declared that the all-male military draft is unconstitutional, ruling that the time has passed for debate on whether women belong in the military. Absolutely. 100% agree. The decision deals the biggest legal blow to the selective service system since the Supreme Court upheld the draft in 1981. In Roxler versus Goldberg, the court ruled that the male-only draft was fully justified because women were ineligible for combat roles. But that has changed. I believe it was in 2015 they opened up all combat roles for women in the military. All right. Well, now women can go over, get shot, bleed, die, and have their cold dead bodies laying overseas just like the men. Welcome to equality, ladies. But U.S. District Court Judge Gray Miller ruled late Friday that while historical restrictions on women serving in combat may have justified past discrimination, men and women are now equally able to fight. In 2015, the Pentagon lifted all restrictions for women in the military service. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. Equality. The case was brought by the National Coalition for Men, a men's rights group, and two men who argued the all-male draft was unfair, which it was. Why was it when I turned 18 I had to go to the post office and sign up for the selective service in order to be eligible for student loans and other public services, but yet women didn't? I thought we were all equality, strong, independent women, right? Equality, that's what we're after here? All right, well, this is another huge step forward. Right on. Men who fail to register with the selective service system on their 18th birthday can be denied public benefits, such as federal employment and student loans. Women cannot register for the selective service, and they should register for the selective service. If men are forced to go against their will and fight in a nation that fighting a battle that their nation says is justified or says is necessary, then women should too. That is equality. The ruling comes as an 11-member commission is studying the future of the draft, including whether women should be included or whether there should continue to be a draft registration at all. I do believe there should be a draft registration. Heaven forbid we get into a situation where we get into a war or a battle or whatever the scenario is and we do not have enough military personnel. We're going to want the draft. We're going to have to conscript people and force them against their will to fight if it becomes that drastic a measure and it's necessary. Absolutely. The National Commission on Military, National and Public Service released an interim report last month giving no hints on where it would come down on those issues. But Commission Chairman Joe Heck told USA Today, "I don't think we'll remain with the status quo, and I don't believe that we should." The government had argued that the court should delay its ruling until that commission makes its recommendations. But Miller said Congress has been debating the issue since 1980, and the commission's final report won't come until next year. And because the commission is advisory, there's no guarantee that Congress will act, he said. Miller said Congress has never fully examined the issue of whether men are physically better able to serve than women. Stop. I am sorry to say this to you, but I am a realist. I look at life from a realistic perspective. I am a realist. Men are physically stronger than women. I'm sorry, I did not make men and women. I did not design them. I did not advise God or nature or whatever forces created men and women this way, but this is the way that we are due to thousands and thousands and thousands of years, hundreds of thousands of years of evolution. Women generally stayed in the caves and took care of the children. Women were very valuable because they gave birth, which is what lets the civilization keep going. Without women, no civilization. So men took it upon themselves to go out, hunt, put their life on the line, and over evolutionary periods, because men were out there fighting and hunting and surviving, they got stronger. Because women were in the caves, taking care of the home, which is just as good a job as the men going out there and hunting, separate but equal, I believe, they didn't get as strong. It's just biology, and you cannot fight it. The average man is definitely stronger than the average woman. You cannot deny that. And if you'd like to deny that, I would love, love, love to debate you on that. I would absolutely love it. Drop me a message, drop me an email, drop me a Twitter, and tell me that you think women are just as strong physically as men. And I will debate you on that. I would love to. All right, where were we? In fact, he noted in a footnote, the average woman could conceivably be better suited physically for some of today's combat positions than the average man, depending on which skills the position required. I disagree. I am so tired in today's day and age of this women are better than men in everything attitude. Wrong. We are equal but separate. Women are not generally smarter than men. Men are not generally smarter than women. Women are smarter than men in some things. Men are smarter than women in some things. And that's fine. That's beautiful. There is nothing wrong with that. Combat roles no longer uniformly require sheer size or muscle. No, they don't. But that doesn't mean that you can say that women are better than men in combat roles. How would you feel if somebody came along and said men are better at everything than women? Because, come on, how often in today's age do we see this propagated everywhere? That women are better than everything. Hashtag kill all men. And that was fine. It was okay. Men are demonized in so many ways, and men are put down in so many ways, but yet men are, you know what? I'm gonna full screen this. Men take the brunt of society in stride, and we generally do not complain. Times are changing because now men are getting a little bit tired of being pointed at and beaten down and told that we are evil demons simply for being men. That's not cool. I don't believe in that one bit. I don't demonize women. I don't demonize men. I don't like people who do either. But right now in today's society, it seems like men are the ones that are getting demonized repeatedly, especially the straight white male. The straight white male in today's society seems to be the epitome of evil, and I'm tired of hearing about it. Every day I hear this, teach men not to rape. You don't have to teach men not to rape because men know not to rape. It's a very small group of men that don't rape. How about we teach women not to kill their children? Because, believe it or not, more children are killed by their custodial mother. I'm sorry, it's fact. I deal in fact. I don't really care about emotions that much. I deal in fact. So, back to the article. Quoting the Supreme Court's ruling overturning bans on same-sex marriage, Miller ruled that restrictions based on gender must substantially serve an important government interest today. The judge denied... Whoops, too far. Sorry. Computer is slow. The judge denied the government's request for a stay of the ruling, and Justice Department officials did not immediately respond to a request for comment. But the ruling came in the form of a declaratory judgment and not an injunction, meaning that the court didn't specifically order the government how to change selective service to make it constitutional, just that it recommends that it should be changed. Yes, to some extent this is symbolic, but it does have some real-world impact, said Mark Angelucci, the lawyer for the men challenging the draft. Either they need to get rid of the draft registration, or they need to require women to do the same thing that men do. I 100% agree. And if you disagree, then you are not for equality. And that's just point blank. I care not one whit for someone's emotions, because if we care for someone's emotions, we'll never get anything done. We will never get anything based in fact. No, we need to be realists, and we need to base everything in fact. Men go over and die against their will, and they have for a long time during the draft. Now, albeit we haven't had the draft for a long time. But when I went and registered for the draft, I thought it was highly suspect that women didn't have to register for the draft. Why, in order to get public services like student loans, do I have to agree that I will, against my will, go and die, possibly, for my country, but yet women didn't, and they still got the exact same services? That was not equal, and it is not fair. And if you believe it is fair, again, I would love, love, love to debate you. I am looking for somebody who has dissenting opinions, who would be willing to debate, make a video. I'll make a response video, this and that. That is beautiful. That's how we get the discussion rolling. I'm not going to make fun of you. We will make it an academic style debate. We'll have premises and conclusions and facts. I love doing that type of stuff. But this right here is absolute equality. Now this is where you come in. I want to know your opinions. I want to know what you think. Do you think men and women should both be signed up for the draft? Do you think women should be able to get services without having to sign up for the draft? Do you think the draft should be gotten rid of altogether? This is where you leave your comment. This is where your voice is heard. And this is where I read your comments and I respond to the best of my ability to as many comments as I possibly can. So, like, comment, share, subscribe. Be a part of the debate. Let me know what you think. Are my opinions just totally whack? Am I old school? Am I done? Am I an idiot? I mean, I don't know. You know, back in the 70s, giving away my age here a little bit. Back in the 70s, when I was growing up and I heard about the draft, and then later on later on, I'm not going to give the exact date, but later on when I had to sign up for the draft, it seemed highly unfair to me that I had to go sign for the draft in order to get student loans or other public services. But women didn't. But yet they got the exact same thing that I did, but I was willing to put my life on the line, but they weren't. That didn't seem very fair. And then in 2015, when they did open up combat roles, there was a lot of call from women saying, hey, that's not fair, that's not fair. There was a lot of call from women saying, yes, that's fair. To me, I think that's fair. If men are willing to die, women should be willing to die as well. We are, after all, equal, right? Now, devil's advocate moment. Equality comes at a cost, women. Equality comes at a cost. You must be willing to pay that cost. Otherwise, you cannot have equality. You can only have preferential treatment. And you cannot have equality and preferential treatment at the same time. It doesn't work that way. You can only have one or the other. So ladies, your turn to chime in. What do you prefer? Do you prefer preferential treatment? Because if you prefer preferential treatment, let me know, and I will treat you with preferential treatment, and I will treat you like the women that you want to be treated. If you want equality, I will treat you with equality, and I will treat you as the equal women that you require. But you can't have both. Preferential treatment would be a woman can punch a man and get away with it. Equality is a woman punches a man and the man punches the woman back and there's nothing wrong with it. That's equality. So if you want equality, you got to put up with the bad stuff too. There's benefits, but there's also drawbacks. This is the discussion. These are the questions that I'm asking you. Like, comment, and subscribe. And again, I got another channel coming up that I think you guys are going to love. It's a YouTube first, as far as I know. Nobody's done it. I am still working on it. I've got a lot of it done, but when it's ready, I will let you guys know. Comment down there. Let me know what you guys think, and I will see you guys on the next one.